Gentlemen, I have a very quick tip for you today. I hope some of you are going to find this very useful. As you can see, I'm creating a model of this Converse high-top shoe right here. And I want to show you how to make holes in an organic model like this without using any Boolean modifiers, because we all know that using the Boolean modifier, especially on organic models, you're asking for trouble. All right, so we're gonna try to I'm gonna show you how to do these holes without using any Boolean modifier, and then hopefully it's going to make your life easier in many different ways when you're creating some other model. Okay, but let me just quickly show you what's going on here. All right. So the first thing, before we do anything, you have to enable your Loop Tools add-on, all right? It's a very useful add-on for manipulating edges and doing some calculations, making things smooth and round. So let's just quickly enable that. If you don't have that enabled, I'll show you in a second how to use it. But you go up here to your Edit menu, go to Preferences, and then you find the Add-ons section of this little Blender Preferences menu. And in the search bar, just type in Loop or Loop Tools or whatever, and you're going to get this one add-on. All you have to do is check the box, and now that add-on is enabled. And I'm going to show you in a second how to use it to create holes like this, okay? So as you can see on this particular object, on this model, I have some modifiers enabled just to get the right shape that I want. But for the purpose of this tutorial and just to make things a little bit easier to see and to work with, we're going to disable those modifiers. Okay, so I have a subdivision surface modifier to make things a little bit smoother, because it is a very low poly base mesh. But so of course we had to add a subdivision surface modifier to make it a little bit smoother. But it's kind of hard to work with a mesh sometimes if you have a modifier enabled. So we're going to disable that right now. We're going to leave that on 2, and we're just going to disable it so we can't see it in our workspace here. And we also have a solidify modifier just to add some thickness to this canvas. All right. Now the reason that we have to disable this is because if we don't disable it, then if we go to edit mode, we can't really see the underlying grid of vertices and edges on this mesh. So it's kind of hard to work with what we can't see. All right. So because when we add the solidify modifier, we have this thick layer of mesh added on top of our grid or on top of our geometry. So we have to disable that so we can see what we're doing. All right. Now let me show you what's going on here, how I created these holes on the other side already. Okay. If you look over here, we basically have little hexagons inside some of the faces on this mesh. All right. So if we can figure out a way to get a hexagon inside some of the faces here, and we make it a perfect hexagon, and then we just add some subdivision surface, now we got a perfect circle. Okay. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let me show you on the other side over here really quickly how we're going to do that. All right. You can already see on top here, we already have a kind of first step to this method. All right. So basically what we do is we select 2 of these faces that we have over here. You can also work with just one face, but that's going to create a square, and that's not going to be perfectly round. If you add subdivision surface, it's going to be kind of a squarey circle, so it's not going to work perfectly, but it's still going to be just fine. So that's why I prefer to select 2 faces when I'm when I'm using this exact method. So I select 2 of these faces, and then I press I to inset 2 of the faces inwards. All right. Now let me just also enable my screencast keys just in case I press something which you guys are not familiar with. So I inset these 2 faces, and then as you can see, we get 2 new faces inside these 2 original faces that we had. Okay, and they create this kind of little 2 little squares inside. So maybe we can just slide some of the edges around just to make this entire loop a kind of perfect square, sort of. Like, we don't have to worry about it too much, but let's just get it a little bit right. But as you can see now, no matter how much we play around with these vertices or edges, we're not going to get a perfect circle. Okay, just human error. It's kind of like trying to draw a perfect circle on a whiteboard. Maybe some of you can do it, but for most people, you're just not gonna get it right. So you need some kind of tool to get a perfect circle. All right, and that's exactly what the Loop Tools add-on is going to help us with. Okay, so we're gonna select these 2 faces, which make this little hexagon here, this little messy hexagon that we've created manually by hand. We're gonna select those 2 faces, and then we're gonna press W, and then in this little menu, when we press W, you're gonna see a new little section called Loop Tools, which is the add-on that we just enabled, right? So we're gonna go to Loop Tools, and we're gonna find the option which is called Circle. All right, and as you can imagine, when we click that, the geometry that we have selected, or the edge loop that we have selected, it turns into a perfect circle. All right, and in this case, since we have 6 edges making up the rim, making up the loop, it's going to turn into a hexagon. Okay, because a circle or a shape with 6 equal edges going in a circle is called a hexagon, right? So now we have a perfect hexagon here, which we can use to make a hole. Okay, now you might have some size issues with this hexagon, so in this case I need it to be exactly the same as the other hexagon, and also exactly the same as the ones on the other side. So maybe I'll just rescale it just a little bit, all right, like that. And also what might happen sometimes is that your hexagon is kind of rotated in a weird way like this, all right? Maybe I can try to show you an example of where this might happen. I'll try to make another one, and then I'll try to, as you can see, if we do the same thing over here, we have a very ugly kind of rotation here, and it's not really perfectly aligned, so we're gonna have to do something to fix that. Now the problem is that if we want to turn this into place and make it perfect and make it, you know, fit into the faces perfectly, and so that we don't have any weird twisting on the edges here, we have to rotate it. But it's very important that we rotate it from the right angle, because otherwise if we rotate it somewhere from the side over here, you can see if we look at it from over here and we rotate it, it's just going to start twisting all these faces in a very weird kind of direction, and we don't want that because that's going to give us a very ugly result. We can try to kind of align our view with the face, but you're never really going to get it very right, so you're going to kind of have some trouble, and it's a little bit more difficult. So just another simple trick of what you can do in this case is you can actually align your view with a face that you have selected. So we can select these two faces, and if we hold down Shift and we press 7 on the number pad, our view is going to be perfectly aligned with the normal of that face that we have selected, okay? So now, when we rotate the circle, it is going to be rotated exactly on the same plane as the two faces in which the hexagon is kind of inset, right? So we can just rotate it as much as we like, and it's not going to be twisted too much. Obviously, there's still going to be a little bit of twisting going on, but it's not going to be a serious problem, all right? So now that we have that, we just adjust the size, we adjust the rotation. Now we have these 3 little hexagons, and maybe we can also just correct the size on those a little bit better. But now we have these 3 hexagons, and now it's very simple. I think I also have to use loop tools on this one because I haven't done it before. And maybe we can also just adjust the size a little more, but now we just have to delete those faces, and that way we get a perfect hole, perfect hexagonal hole in this mesh. Now, this is a low poly mesh at this point because we don't have any subdivision on it. So we're going to now, once again, enable our subdivision surface modifier. Okay, so we're going to click over here to enable that again. And as you can see, that already turns into a perfect circle now. It's a very smooth circle. And then also, just to turn this back into the canvas that creates the shoe, we're going to enable our solidify modifier. And as you can see, now we have a nice high quality hole in this object. We have very good geometry, we have very good topology to create this hole. We don't have any shading issues, we don't have any weird bumps or anything like that. And it's a very, very clean hole made in this kind of organic object. So I hope some of you guys are going to find this helpful in improving your topology, improving your geometry, and just models in general. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next and if this was helpful. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.